Today is a very important day. This coordinating committee here is about to present the efforts of the last 9 months of work to high-level authorities regarding the way forward, regarding the strategy development for the fruits and vegetables, roots and tubers, herbs and spices sectors. Alvin, you're a committee member. You have been involved since the beginning, since the kick-off workshop. Why are you involved in this? Why are you spending your time as a private sector person in the whole process?
When we look back at food security, the crops that we are doing, especially our small farmers, the roots and tubers, potatoes, being from central Jamaica, you see that different day coming. When you think of the problems of financing, the problems of technical service, the problems of storage, the problems of marketing, and imagine that we could now solve them. I want to be a part of the process, and I must take it to the end.
Thank you, Alvin. Mark, Alvin just mentioned the process. What has been or have been the advantages of this process? You've been also involved since the beginning.
What is exciting about the process for me is that it's ultimately a private sector driven strategy. It's a strategy developed by the private sector for the private sector. And I think this is what is needed in the agricultural sector. The producers, the farmers need to take things into their own hand, be the masters of their own destiny. And I think this is a fantastic effort. I think it is a wonderful move by the private sector to take the industry forward. It's long overdue. All the stakeholders have been involved. The farmers, the producers, they have voiced their opinions, they have indicated what they want and need for support. And I think what we are doing now in taking it to the higher level, the government, etc., would help to guide them in how best they can serve the private sector in moving forward.
Downey, you're a businessman and you're also a farmer businessman. What does this process, what does this strategy, more than the process, bring to you and to your fellow farmer colleagues?
Financial reward, which is probably one of the most important things for a farmer. But apart from that, ever since the program started, the farmers have been anxious to perform, to prove to the nation that they are the real driving force. They are the answer to our problem here in Jamaica. And they are just rearing to go. They're just excited about this whole program, and the most important thing that they have given us the input and said this is what we want and this is what we want to prove to the nation. We're going to drive this economy, and I am excited because I'm ready to be part of that driver, and we're going to move things forward.
Downey, you have a message to the government and to the authorities here. What is that message in relation to what you're trying to achieve and the strategy you're trying to implement?
I heard the Prime Minister once said that he preferred the government to be on the side of the street with a bullhorn, and rather than being in the way and preventing progress. I've also heard him with a statement that poverty anywhere is a threat to prosperity everywhere. Those are strong statements. And if we really want to move forward, we have to understand the contribution that this farming community can make and will make to this country. We are looking as far as 2030, and it is going to be this program, I think, will make every farmer proud. It will make every youth aspire to becoming a businessman, a farmer. This is what farming is about, a business.
It has been a rewarding experience, Hernan, for the involvement of the committee members who give it their all. Very importantly as well, the stakeholders who we interacted with, the farmers, the producers, and the buyers. And that dynamic process, which brought out all the issues and tried to find solutions along the value chain as how we are going to overcome them. For me and to the implementing partners, it is important to recognize that this particular strategy document was done by the stakeholders involved in Jamaica. So whatever recommendations, whatever objectives or strategies are outlined here are from Jamaica. So what that will mean to an implementing partner, that you already have a roadmap and a blueprint as to where exactly you can make an intervention to assist in the development of Jamaica and countries similar to Jamaica. For many years and for many times, we have had the benefit of receiving funding from such and technical assistance from such implementing partners. But really it has been leveraged at a level which does not take into account what are the real priorities and needs of the particular recipient country.
What is your message to the ACP partners in terms of what you expect from them?
I expect from them to dialogue with us, to come in, look at the strategy document, as I said earlier, where they can make an intervention. There may not be perfectness in what we have presented, but let us start at the beginning where we have dialogue at the outset. We can understand each other. The EU implementing partners or implementing partners must be aware of the environment within which we operate and try best to see how they can really aid in the development process of emerging economies like Jamaica. And it can be a win-win situation, because if we do this well, then from year to year, we become less dependent. I think it can be a better world.
This thing is going to require a close-knit partnership between agriculture, industry, and finance, with the backing of the Honorable Prime Minister, to make sure that this industry takes us where we have to go. This industry has the capacity to dwarf what bauxite and alumina has done for Jamaica. If we approach this industry properly, both fresh and processed foods, it can make bauxite and alumina look like a Sunday school picnic if we're serious about it. And the time has come now for us to be serious about it. I met with 20 of the food processors recently with Honorable Carl Samuda. They are exporting $50 million per year now, and they have said to us, if they get assistance in retooling, they can move that $50 million to $500 million in exports, just the 20 small processors. And I can tell you, working with Mr. Tufton and Mr. Samuda, and the Prime Minister and the Development Bank of Jamaica and the Export-Import Bank, because I've already had them hook up with them and they are talking, because I am committed as Finance Minister to making sure that we put the resources into their hands so they can get the production going and the export markets well developed.
We don't want agriculture to be viewed as a crisis response. I think if anything should come out of what we have been experiencing as a country, is that the world is changing, the world has changed. Over-dependence on any one sector, over-dependence on others to feed us makes us vulnerable, and therefore we need to move away from that. And critically, agriculture, given our history, our context, and our environment, represents for us an important tool for sustainable development. And so while in this environment, while we search for an opportunity to respond to the fallout in bauxite or tourism or remittances and so on, I don't want us to take a short-term view. This is not a stimulus plan to stimulate and then we abandon and forget. It is a program that is intended to cement the primary producers within a process, in a value chain that will allow for sustainability over the very long term. And one of the positive things about this plan, this program that we have embarked on, is that it views agriculture not just as an event involving primary producers, it looks at the entire value chain. And I tell you, we cannot survive, agriculture will never survive in Jamaica if it is not part of a critical value chain that involves packaging and branding and looking for adding the type of value that generates interest among our consumer groups.